Alright everybody, what is going on? Needs More Drums back in Rusinskiy for the next episode of our series here in Cities Skylines 1. And yeah, by the time this video is out, I'm guessing that Cities Skylines 2 is already out. So yeah, getting some videos done on that. Might have a couple released already, by now. So go ahead and check them out. Very, very excited to start playing this game. At the time that I'm recording this video, it has not been released yet, but I'm actually recording this on a Sunday, the 22nd. So 2 days before the release of the game. I'm super excited, really looking forward to playing it. And yeah, a lot of good stuff happening. Also, just little life update. I am actually moving pretty soon, so in a couple weeks. So, hopefully I'll get enough recorded to keep the videos coming during that time. I'm going to be a little bit busy, packing and getting everything all, moved over and stuff and internet hooked up and all that. But hopefully, yeah, like I said, I'll have some stuff recorded and kind of scheduled to be released, so there's no gap in videos. But if there is, that's why. Big change. So, yep, just kind of going with that. And then that same weekend that I'm moving, my friend's also getting married. So a lot of stuff going on that weekend in the world of Needs More Drums. But bear with me. Gonna just power through. And yeah, still really looking forward to Cities Skylines 2 coming out. But this series is still going to go strong even after the release. I do want to, like I said, in my last video, I do want to kind of finish this city, make it complete, and I don't really care how long it takes. I'll just play both games and, just kind of do whatever, especially since this game, I know how it all works. It's very stable. It's running really smooth on my new PC, and got a lot of, good mods and stuff for it already, so I'm not looking to ditch Cities Skylines 1 anytime soon. But yeah, I have a few things that I want to do today, so let's just go ahead, jump in, and get started. Alright, so first thing that I want to do today is actually fill out this area. I meant to do this last episode, but just totally ran out of time. And it ended up being a bigger project, building out, the rest of what was it? Ovishanya, I think the name of the city is, the third city. Yeah, I ended up working on that way more than I originally planned. So yeah, I want to get in and finish this area out, and maybe even this spot here. This shouldn't take too long. So kind of get this city a little more developed, because it looks kind of weird right now. So that's priority number one. Priority number two is to actually go to our first city over here, Najaya, and start getting. I want to build a university, because we don't have anything past high school education, and I want to start being able to plop down some higher level buildings, zone some higher level buildings as well. So to do that, I need to increase the education threshold in the city. So yeah, having a higher education option available will help that. And I'm thinking about building it. I know that this whole area is pretty bare right now, but I kind of want to build it somewhere around here, probably along the coast over here or something, because I love just the thought of a university kind of on the coast. And I'm thinking the trade school, but we'll get into that a little bit later. And so yeah, the plan is to kind of build it and then kind of have the city sort of grow towards it. I know it's not the most realistic, development, but since we're kind of just plopping down buildings, I kind of want to make use of the open space that we have and make something kind of that'll end up looking cohesive in the future. So that's plan number two. And then plan number three is hopefully get some bus lines going in the city. We can already kind of start to tell us some of the main places that we're going to want people to go, like this old town, this train station, if we get a university kind of over here somewhere, this town here, so we can kind of get some bus lines started. And same thing with here, we have the train station, downtown, and kind of some suburbs in the industrial park. And finally, this here, especially the this industrial park with the mining operation, it'd be nice to have some buses here to get the workers transported efficiently, and then we can have some lines into this part of the city and into the by the train station as well. So this whole apartment building was just burning apparently, or the basketball courts. It was a pretty big fire. Got a lot of trucks there, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I want to do today. So I think we're just kind of we're gonna start over here in Prosvetanie and start getting this area built out. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so Starting off over here, hello, it is me again, doing some commentary over the build, and yeah, just laying down some road networks here. This is a little, I kind of purposefully designed some odd shapes and things here just to kind of give myself something interesting to work with, because as much as, you know, grids help, they can be a little bit boring at times, and so kind of using a little bit of a mix here to try to work a grid into some of these different angles and things like that to kind of follow these power lines. And here I was struggling a little bit, but I kind of found something that worked, and just trying to build off of it. And no, it's not a perfect grid, but you know, the real world isn't always perfect, and so we're trying to work with the space the best that we can. So here, just creating another one of those one-way kind of back streets where some of the buildings are going to sit. But starting to plop down some buildings here. Again, just kind of using the typical technique that I've been using a lot in this series of kind of splicing some vanilla buildings together and then just copy and pasting them, changing the colors, making them match to give the illusion that there are some of these bigger tenement style buildings. And here again, just doing that kind of alley trick where put a one-way road behind it, just a little one tile road, and then, you know, plop down some parking lots for a little bit of detail. Yep, that's looking pretty good. So now just kind of moving on, you know, with this area, just finding some different buildings that fit. These kind of looked cool. Just by chance, I happened to kind of combine these together and said, you know, I like the way that looks. So I decided to kind of keep that and make another little development here. And, you know, this is a quick way to get some population growth a little bit more efficiently than some other methods. But, you know, I kind of like using these high density buildings. Again, this is supposed to be kind of a Soviet theme a little bit. So yeah, that kind of works. And here I was just struggling to figure out what to put in this space. Then I realized I didn't really need anything until I realized I needed some death care. So went ahead and put down a crematorium for now. And then coming back to the industry, you can see our demand is high. So just filling out some of these empty spaces. You know, I kind of left these on purpose a while back, but you know, as the industry grows, we're going to fill some of those out. And then just coming back, plopping down some more residential buildings to fill out some of the empty spaces in this area. And I hope that this technique is actually looking somewhat, you know, given the style that I want. And it is, I think. So I'm happy with it. You know, and again, I like how I can get some more population pretty quickly compared to just zoning out low density zones and urban sprawl. All right, so now coming back, just to add a little bit of detail, just some trees. They really do make a difference. And I think, you know, taking the 5 seconds or whatever, how long it takes to plop down a couple trees, it really helps your city come to life and doesn't take much effort at all. And so I'd like to work these into some of these, you know, smaller spaces where I think that trees would be, and even to cover up some things that I don't want. Like there are way too many swing sets over here. I don't need 8 of them, you know, maybe 2 would just... that'll do just fine. So yeah, putting those down there and then adding some of these bushes around these buildings helps kind of make this area look a little bit, you know, lived in. And I always like the effect that trees have on a city. So I like to put those down where possible. And then same thing here, just a few trees. Makes the spot look pretty nice. All right, so we got to take a pause in our regularly scheduled programming here to deal with another issue real quick. We are experiencing some blackouts again. So as a temporary solution, I think I'm just going to expand this power plant a little bit more by adding some additional, probably, I don't even know if I want to spend a whole amount of money. I think I might just add a couple more transformers over here and just kind of call it a day for now, and then we'll come back to this issue a little bit later because I have something kind of cool planned for a power plant expansion. So I think I'm just going to leave that for now, and that'll add a few tens of megawatts. But yeah, another issue that I kind of ran into is this the high industrial demand. I've really been fighting this kind of like the entire time that I've been building a city, and it's pretty insane how much industry they really want in here. So I think I'm gonna try to. I don't really quite know where to expand it, but I want to make some sort of. And I don't just want to make a huge industrial park. I kind of like to space my industry out a little bit more. So you know what? I actually might build some around here, around this kind of like maybe this spot here would be a good place for a more heavily industrial area. I'm thinking about building, some kind of cargo train station as well, somewhere around here, hopefully. So, you know what? I think I might go ahead and just real quick, just kind of expand some industry out this way, and then kind of get back into this build here. So just give me 1 second. Let me just go ahead and do that, and then get back into the regular build. All right, in this area here seem to get rid of some of the demand, so I think we can keep building and come back to this later if we need to. But yeah, kind of like where this is sitting here, close to some to the highway, and then we'll also probably have a cargo train station over here somewhere, like I said. So yeah, and then this roundabout, I need to fix this up. I might do this, off camera or something. Kind of got to mess with traffic president mod and see if I can get this flowing a little bit more smoothly, because this is not doing too well at the moment. But yeah, this road layout's kind of weird, but I kind of wanted to stay true to some of the roads that were originally on the map. I thought it would, help with lend itself to some interesting designs. So yeah, that's kind of the only reason why I just kept this kind of the way it is. So maybe not the best, but got to work with what we got. So don't like to change too much. But anyway, back to the build. Let's keep it going. All right, starting off with some commercial zones here, because our demand for residential is not super high. And for this spot, I wanted to do something a little bit different. Instead of just plopping down some residential buildings, I decided to make it kind of a community area with a plaza and one of those, it's from the new Hotels DLC. It's like a sidewalk cafe. You can plot a few different, it's got a couple different designs to it. So that looks pretty nice, and it's a good use of that different space rather than, like I said, just using a residential building. But again here, simple detail, parking lots, trees, kind of separating this residential and commercial area. And then just finishing off this area with a couple more flats, just, some medium density, nothing super crazy. And I just wanted to kind of copy and paste this, and I tried to fit a third one in here also, as you can tell, like that. I'm kind of messing around with it, but it doesn't really work. So just decided to ditch that idea and go for some of these buildings, which is a smaller version of one of my favorite ones in this series. These look, perfect for kind of what I'm going for. And then finishing up this area with some pathways, because this is a great way to add that little bit of extra detail. Again, I sound like a broken record, but trees, paths, parking lots, they just fill the empty space and are a realistic way to detail your city. Yeah, and so now the demand is still super high for industry, so I thought, why not try to expand our ore and mining industry a little bit. And so I realized that I unlocked this area is now level 3. We have some new buildings unlocked, so decided to kind of see if I could fit one in here. It's this I think it's like the rotary kiln plant or something. I don't know, something makes metals. So just plopped it down, and then needed to checking the warehouses, seeing if I need some more, and I do. So decided to plop one of those down as well, one of the bigger ones. And I don't want to make this area super huge in terms of an industrial complex, but these bigger buildings, it does look cool when you kind of put some of these down by each other. So I like this a lot, the way it's coming together. And then actually we're jumping back over here to, I think this is Prosvetanie, and developing this part of the city by the train station. We have this empty space, and I kind of wanted to connect this to this residential suburb. So seeing what I can do here, I figured I'd put some high density to fill in, transition from the shopping district. And then this spot here, I actually just wanted to leave it open, because I think that green space is pretty important. And I some of these Soviet cities or Soviet style cities kind of there's not too much urban sprawl and low density compared to like living in the States, you know? So it's cool to be able to build kind of an open area like a park and then have it be placed right next to kind of like an apartment complex or housing development or, you know, block of flats or something like that. It's so much different than what is in America, where we'd have, you know, much more low density housing and everything. So I like the transition and kind of the difference in styles in the city so far. And then here, you know, even again, kind of a difference in styles, you know, going for a couple high rises. I figured this would be kind of a pretty developed downtown area, you know, right by the train station. A lot of people are going to live here. There's going to be a lot of jobs and places to go with the shopping district right nearby. And I know it's all kind of a little bit close to the industry, but, you know, so what? I mean, development happens close to industry all the time because that's kind of often what brings people to the area. And then, you know, since this is a little nicer, though, I did decide to upgrade some of these roads to some tree-lined streets. I much prefer these in areas like that. And then once again, parking lots sitting in the back of the buildings just to add that little bit of extra detail. And then that right there's a cool little thing from the Korean DLC, actually, the content creator pack, and I figured that would fit in right in that area to add a nice little park. I didn't want to put a building there, so, you know, it worked out really well. And yeah, just combining a couple more high rises to round out this area. Now jumping over here, this is the start of the university. This is, you know, I kind of had to delete some roads. I wanted to rethink the space where this was going to sit. You know, I didn't want it. I did want it to sit on the coast, but not so much along the coast and kind of on a narrow strip of land. Rather, I wanted it to have a pretty big footprint. And we'll see, you know, obviously, since we're playing with milestones on, we don't have all of the buildings unlocked. So I started with this kind of interesting road design. Doesn't really follow the coast 100%, but you'll see why I did that in a minute. And then just adding this little offshoot here for the trade school building, which is what this is going to be. This is going to be a trade school. I think these buildings fit in well with kind of the Soviet style that we're going for. You know, everything's very, very square, very modern, you know. Yeah, I like that style a lot. And then I noticed that we have another energy crisis on our hands. Don't worry, something's happening. I got a plan for the future to hopefully solve this once and for all. But I just decided to take this newly expanded industrial park that we built in the last episode, I believe, or earlier in this one. I'm totally just forgetting. But anyway, yeah, decided to take that spot and turn it into a geothermal power plant that gives us 80 megawatts power at, you know, regular capacity. So about twice of what the coal plant each produce. So definitely doesn't hurt, and we definitely have the money for it. We're rolling in the funds, which is good. But yeah, now coming back to the university, just doing a little bit more development here. You know, this is, it's always interesting because this is quite a small space actually when, you know, look back at it. But I envision that this university is definitely going to expand, probably more towards where like the train station sits, kind of, you know, to the top of the screen, you know, as it sits right now. So yeah, we got some room to expand, definitely. And I always love making these on the waterfront, you know, making places for people to sit and walk. And this is one of those areas. And I know it's not the most aesthetically pleasing waterfront I've ever created, but I didn't want to just follow the curvature of the river exactly with the roads and stuff. And I kind of wanted, you know, to leave some open space behind the dorms, give people a place to kind of walk around and enjoy some open green space. So that's why the road isn't right up against the water, and that's why it kind of doesn't follow the same path as the key. Yeah, and I'm gonna come back later and probably add a bridge here to cross over this road because, you know, there's really no way for, I'm realizing now that there's really no way for people to get from the dorms to the actual university buildings without walking all the way down to the next intersections on that small 2-lane road. But yeah, we'll Pardon the pun, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'll go back and do that later. No worries. But yeah, here's for the groundskeeping building. Wanted to add a little bit of a entrance there using these one-way roads again. I really like these. They've been all over the city, and just kind of finishing up some detail around here with, lining the pathways with some bushes, adding in some bigger trees to kind of fill these empty spaces. And I tried, a few different types, didn't really like the way this looks, so I just kind of did it again. And it all comes together pretty nice in the end. I love some of these modded trees that I have. They're really green, really full. They just make these areas look absolutely fantastic. And it's nice now that my computer can actually run these with a little bit more detail. And decided to give a research grant. And people are already attending the university, even though it's just opened. So yeah, let's finish up these roads here and then jump back into the live play. All right, and since we're done with the university for now, until we unlock some more of the buildings, let's go ahead and make some bus lines real quick. Like I said that I would do at the beginning of the episode. And yeah, for this area, I'm thinking that it's going to expand maybe a little bit more this way, maybe a little bit more this way. We'll see kind of, I know these university buildings are super huge. And I kind of like that, though, that, they look good in the city, kind of having some bigger buildings like this, especially with the style that we're going for. So yeah, I might kind of expand it up this way, and it'll kind of blend in well with the downtown, and will be a nice transition point from maybe the downtown to maybe some more suburbs kind of out this way, So yeah, anyway, first what I want to do is actually turn this building on. I forgot that I did not have it on, so I'm gonna turn this train station on real quick so that trains will actually start to come here. And we're gonna come back to this later, not this episode, but in the future, and detail this area up a little bit more. So for now, this should be okay. And I don't know why it's still not getting, okay, there we go. That is better. All right. So for bus lines, first, let's place down our bus depot. And I kind of want to put it, in Najea, but I kind of want to put it closer to the interstate a little bit, figuring that they can, if there's any inner city buses, they would jump on the expressway and get where they need to go. So I'm actually going to put it, make a little spot over here, since we're kind of starting to get this, area developed a little more. That way it'll be right by this interchange. Buses can easily access it. I'm going to do that. So the reason that I've actually left this here is because I'm thinking about maybe making a bridge over this this expressway here at some point soon, and just kind of continuing this main road out, over this way. So we'll see. But for now, I just wanted to kind of set up that infrastructure just in case I do want to do that. I can always downgrade that road later. That will not be a problem. And there we go. And I know the terrain here is a little bit funky to work with, but that's all right. We'll manage. Should not be a problem at all. And then it'll kind of be interesting too, because we'll have the train coming through here. We can kind of make a wall here and sort of have this maybe be a little bit more of an extension to the industrial area. And maybe, again, quench some of this industrial demand. So we'll come back to that. All right, and as always, I'll maybe detail this up just a little bit. You know what? Why don't I do that right now real quick while I got a minute? Let's just add some little details, some parking lots and things, and make this kind of a little bus hub, give it some, make it come to life a little bit. And these have always just been such great mods. These concrete brushes, I use these all the time. They're super easy, really easy to work with. They make these clean edges. Yeah, I just love these. So I'm gonna go ahead now and put down a couple of fences. because why not? They look pretty good, and you know, got a nice little bit of detail to some of these areas. Except I don't want that. That is annoying. I think what I might have to do is just use good old move it. And there we go. Kind of a little yard. And you know, maybe just add some decals really here quick. To that didn't make any sense. Real quick here. To just give this the illusion that it has been, you know, it's a little bit used. So I don't really have too many good, or well, I guess I don't have any of them, any bus props at all. So just gonna leave that as is for now, no big deal. Yeah, just having this open concrete space is kind of nice. It's good enough. So now let's go ahead and make some bus lines real quick, and then we'll call it a day. So the first one that I want to make is I want to start kind of down here, and I think I'm gonna keep these pretty simple for now. You know, not too many stops. Just kind of getting to some of the main points. I'll focus on some more local lines a little bit later. And so this one I'm actually gonna go. Let's see. So we'll start at the university here, and then we'll go to the train station. Can we not go to the train station? Apparently we can't go anywhere with that bus line. Don't know why that is being weird. Oh, it's like this intersection or something. It's like doesn't want to go on this road. Let me try to figure this out here real quick, and we'll come back in just a second. Yeah, I don't know. I'm having a little bit of trouble with these bus lines right now. So you know what? I think I'm just gonna call it an episode, and I'll try to figure this out off camera. You know, sometimes just the game does weird things, and maybe I just gotta restart the game, get it to work a little bit better. But yeah, if you guys know at all kind of what's going on, see, here we go again. These cars are just driving like 2 miles an hour. I wonder if something with this intersection is messed up, maybe. Well, like I said, I think I'm just gonna call it an episode for now. Try to figure this out a little bit off camera, see if I can get some of these bus lines set up. Yeah, see, now this guy's going super slow here too. I don't know what is going on with the game at the moment, but we'll figure it out. Sometimes maybe a little bit of a restart is all we need. Who knows? But yeah, anyway, hope you guys all have a great rest of your week. I'm going to try to figure this out, and hopefully I get it all working correctly so that I can actually continue some progress on the city. But in the meantime, hope you all have a great week. I will talk to you guys in the next episode. And again, really looking forward to Cities Skylines 2, and would love to hear your thoughts on the game if you're going to get it. If you're not going to get it, yeah, let me know why or why not. But yep, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care. Talk to y'all later. Bye.